So real quick, have you ever started talking in a meeting or maybe during a presentation and suddenly you're like, why am I speaking so fast right now? Yeah, been there. Way too many times. I used to speed through my words whenever I got nervous. Like I was trying to get it over with before I completely fell apart. It felt like my brain was sprinting and my mouth was just trying to keep up. If you've ever felt that, you're not alone. And more importantly, you can fix it. In this video, I want to show you exactly why we do this, and more importantly, how I learned to slow down and speak in a way that feels calm, confident, and actually heard. Let's start with the science. When you get nervous, your body enters a fight or flight response. That's a survival mechanism hardwired into your nervous system. Your brain perceives a threat, even if that threat is just public speaking or having to make small talk with your boss. So what does it do? It pumps you full of adrenaline. Your heart races, your breathing gets shallow, your mouth dries up, and your brain wants one thing: to get it over with. Fast. Here's a psychology fact that blew my mind when I first read it. When we're under stress, the brain shifts activity from the prefrontal cortex, where logical thinking happens, to the amygdala, the emotional center, which means we default to automatic habits, like rushing, rambling, or speeding up our speech. I didn't even realise I was doing it until I watched a video of myself talking. That's when I knew. This wasn't just a quirk, it was my body reacting to pressure. So here's the first step, and it's a big one: awareness. I started paying attention to when I'd speed up. For me, it was during interviews, group meetings, and sometimes even on first dates. I was so eager to say the right thing that I'd cram my sentences into tiny, frantic bursts. Eventually I began recording myself speaking. I'd talk about my day or practice answering a common question, and then I'd play it back. It was humbling, but also super helpful. I noticed patterns. When I rushed, I sounded unsure. My voice got higher, and my message got lost in the speed. Once I was aware, I could actually start making a change. The fastest way I learned to slow myself down is breathing. When you're nervous, your breath gets shallow and quick, and your speech follows suit. But if you can take control of your breath, your voice will follow. Here's what worked for me: the box breathing method. It's simple. Inhale for 4 seconds. Hold for 4 seconds. Exhale for 4 seconds. Hold again for 4 seconds. Try doing that before you speak, whether it's a meeting, a phone call, or even just answering a question. That brief pause resets your nervous system and gives your brain a chance to think. I still do it before I hit record on any video or voice note. It's like telling my body, you're safe, take your time. One of the hardest and most powerful things I learned was how to pause. I used to think that if I stopped talking, people would think I didn't know what I was saying. But in reality, pauses aren't awkward, they're powerful. They give people time to process what you've said. They make your words feel more important, and they give you space to breathe and think. Now, I pause on purpose, especially after key points. It might feel like forever in your head, but to your listener, it just sounds like confidence. So the next time you speak, try this. Say your point. Pause for one beat, then continue. The pause makes the message land. Slowing down doesn't mean you speak in slow motion, it just means speaking deliberately, with intention. Here's how I practiced. I'd take a short paragraph, like a quote or part of a script, and read it out loud at my normal speed. Then I'd read it again, 15 to 20% slower. I recorded both versions and listened back. The slower version always sounded calmer, clearer, and way more confident. It wasn't about sounding perfect. It was about retraining my pace, just like learning to walk at a different speed. And here's something to keep in mind. When you feel like you're speaking too slowly, you're probably speaking at just the right speed. Also, when I was nervous, I'd shift my weight, fidget, cross my arms, and without fail, I'd start rushing my words. But when I stood still, planted my feet, and made calm eye contact, even if it was just with a webcam, something shifted. My voice slowed down. My words felt stronger. Try this. Ground your feet, relax your shoulders, take up space, and breathe into your belly, not your chest. It sounds small, but your posture tells your brain, hey, we've got this, and your brain tells your voice to slow down. Listen, you don't have to speak fast to be taken seriously. You don't have to prove yourself by racing through your words. You deserve to take your time. You deserve to breathe. You deserve to be heard. Now, when I feel that nervous energy creeping in, I pause, I breathe, and I speak like my words matter, because they do, and so do yours.